What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? So I woke up and I'm like, I'm in the mood for hash browns. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make hash browns. And these hash browns are going to be bomb. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some russet potatoes, I'm going to clean them up, and I'm going to peel them. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to bring them back over here to the cutting board. Now my wife apparently was good enough to lose my peeler. I was just looking for it and I can't find it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be using the grater as a means to peel my potatoes, which is fine because we're going to end up grating up a potato anyway, and this takes off a minimal amount of the inner potato. So it's going to work, it's just not ideal. What we're going to do is we're going to grate the potato. After this is grated is we're going to soak this in some water. And what that's going to do is it's going to remove the extra starch that's on here. By the way, the potato that you want to use is a russet. You don't want to use a waxy potato. You don't want to use like a gold or a red potato. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in water. The water is going to be removing the starch, but also what it's going to do is it's going to prevent this from wanting to brown, because after you cut it, it's going to start browning just like an apple would. So let's put some water in this. Now I also want to say that what I'm doing here is more about aesthetics and a little bit of texture. You don't have to do any of this to make hash browns. You can just grate it up and then immediately fry it. And it's going to be fine tasting, right? This is for the way that you're doing it this way if you want to try to make it look like it's the diner type. You want it this way as if you want it to be extraordinarily crispy with very little gumminess to it or chewiness to it, right? So that's why you're doing it like this. But just grating it up, throwing in some oil and frying it up, you're going to be fine. That's how I usually do it when I'm in a rush, because I'm not worried about how things look. So what we want to do is we want to kind of wiggle this around, and you're going to see that the water has become cloudy, and that is because there's a bunch of starch that's inside here. And we want to remove that because that starch is going to end up kind of creating a problem. It's going to be kind of creating this gummy glue type thing for the texture. So we're going to kind of move that around a little bit, then we're going to pour it out, and then we're going to rinse it again until it becomes clear. Okay, so I have rinsed it off until it became clear, and I tried to squeeze out as much water as I could. And then now what we want to do is we want to get even more water out. So we're going to end up laying this out on a paper towel or on a dish rag in order to kind of absorb more of that water. So we're going to lay this out, and now we're going to just end up patting this to try to get the extra moisture out of the potatoes. Right now I have this on medium, and we want to put some type of oil inside here. You can use, olive oil or vegetable oil. Some people will put butter. Now if you put butter in here, there's a tendency for it to kind of burn a little bit, right? So if you do that, you want to add some oil as well, and you want to kind of take it easy because that can burn real quick, and then your potatoes are going to taste like popcorn. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, but you can use anything that you really want. I'm going to put some butter inside here, but I don't want to do any more than 50-50, right? 50% oil, 50% butter. And now we want to put our hash browns in here, and we want these to be a fairly thin layer. And what we want to do is we want to cover this because we want the water that's in there to help steam and cook the rest of those hash browns. And like I said, this is on medium heat right now. I don't have this heat jacked up. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes, and if we lift this up, you're going to see that we've got a nice crispy bottom here. I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit. It should be fairly easy. That one piece that didn't want to flip correct. That's all right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this steam once again. And then after a couple minutes, I'll take that off, let some of the steam out, and then pretty much for the most part, we'll be ready to serve these. So right now I'm using the residual heat that's inside the pot to put a couple of over easy eggs. One of my eggs had cracked open. So I have one over easy and one that's fried. I hate it when yolks break, I really do. But anyway, that's ready to roll. And you'll be able to see that, I don't know if you can hear that, how crispy that is, but yeah, there you go. But if you listen, you hear how crispy that is? That's the way you do it. Anyway, guys, that's that. Until next time, talk to you later.